Hi y'all, Knife Detector here with another video about, guess what? Knives. First of all, I want to say a thank you to all my current subscribers. And if you're barely tuning into my channel, just to give you a brief description of my channel, I like to make videos about knives that are seldom seen, knives that are kind of unique and rare. Mostly antique knives, but not always, as is the case in today's video. Occasionally, I like to make videos about knives I'm going to put up for sale on eBay. I do have an eBay link and an Etsy link on my page of my channel as well for you to look at if you get a chance. I want to ask for each of you to please like and subscribe my videos. If you look at my videos, you can treat them as a video library, because in my videos, and I have about 140 some videos, you'll see knives that you may have seen when you were a kid, but have long since forgotten about. Maybe a knife that your dad used to use, or that an uncle used to use, or that you used to own many years ago, and over the years lost track of. You might even find one of those in my videos. My hobby, my passion is collecting knives, and I like to talk about them. So if you want to like and comment in my channels, you're more than welcome to do so. But for today, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you 3 pocket knives, folding knives, that I'm going to list on eBay. I will be listing these knives Friday evening. I'm not sure of the time yet, but it will probably be after 5 p.m. I am also going to give you a heads up on the prices I'm going to list these knives for, as well as my buy it now, and or if they're going to be auction, and if I am going to do a buy it now, what the minimum buy it now price that I'll accept will be. So you'll have some inside information if you watch my videos as to how much I am willing to take for these knives. So hopefully you get a chance, you see something you like, and here we go. Let's put a couple of these aside. Let's start off with this one. Now what we have here is a Boker Plus knife. This is a unique knife because it is a rescue knife. I got this knife because I like the idea of rescue knives. I have stopped to assist and to render aid in several occasions, and I've never had to cut off a seat belt, but I always like to have something on me in case that time ever does come. And this knife has a few features that I think are worth mentioning. One, it does have these heavy serrations right here. It is a lockback, as you can see, and it has heavy jimping across the back. So if you need to cut this way to pull towards you to cut something, then it's going to cut it with relative ease. Another feature is that if you look at the tip, you'll notice it is flat. There is no edge here. You cannot cut from here. That is so if you need to reach over and use the seatbelt cutter, which is right here. You can get it very close or even touch somebody's flesh and not cut them as you pull the seatbelt back this way. So that you're not going to cut somebody if you have to reach in and this touches them and then you pull back away from them to cut the seatbelt. You're actually not going to hurt them because there is no edge right there on that knife. It is flat. So there's no danger of cutting anybody. So this is a rescue knife. That is a primary purpose for that. Now, this knife used to have a glass breaker, and this is how I bought it. It was missing the glass breaker. And my thinking was that I could just use a common glass breaker piece and unscrew it off of maybe an old Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops knife that I had and put it on there. But guess what? It didn't fit. This is a little bit too wide for the ones I had in mind. So rather than spend the time in ordering the part from Boker, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to list that bad boy. I'm going to list it for what I paid for it, and I'm going to start it probably at $10 as a starting bid. I'm going to start it with a starting bid of $10 and see what happens from there. That's how much I paid for it. So if I can get at least $10 plus shipping, I'll be happy with that. It's a good knife. It functions well. Other than those features that I mentioned and the missing glass breaker, that's about it. But it's heavy duty. As you can see, it says right in there, Jim Wagner design, a reality-based blade is what this is. If you were to look for a new one of these on eBay, it would cost you around between $40 and $50. So this is a used one. So I'm starting it out at 10. Let's see where it goes from there. All right, let's put that one away. Also selling this one today. This is a vintage hawkbill Schrade Walden pruner, made in New York. Still in good shape. Listen to this. That's snap. Okay, that's snap open. It has a hard snap open. Very stiff snap closed. It almost has a mirror finish, but you can see there is some polishing that needs to be done there. A little bit of a tarnish has accumulated. I believe this knife might be from the 40s or 30s. It used to have a lanyard hoop right here. That has long since disappeared. As you can see, the spring is a very heavy-duty, thick spring. There are no issues with this knife in regards to play. It is a Schrade Walden 186, as you can see right there. It does have some tarnish issues, like I mentioned, but that's to be expected with a knife of this age. And this knife is going to go also, and it's going to start for what I paid for it, which is $10. I'm going to start it there at $10. And there are many of these on eBay, and most of them do start at $10. But I've always thought this is a very nice piece of history to have. You know, because back then people used to use these as pruners. You know, they used to take the little limb and bend it over like this, and then pull towards themselves to actually cut that little limb off, rose bushes or whatever it was they were pruning. Nowadays, people just use the scissors clipper, and that's what they use. And it's a much quicker tool to use than this, right? But these have other applications. A person could use this as a carpet knife, or you could take it fishing with you for any applications you might need. So what I really love about this is that wood handle. Look at that rich wood handle, guys. I think that might be an ebony wood. It is really pretty. That's what I think makes this knife. So if you're interested, that's going to go up for $10. Starting price. Let's see where it goes from there. Okay. Now, check this bad boy out. I had a viewer comment recently, and I want to thank him for his interest, asking me if I was ever interested in selling this knife. Now, I've never seen another one like this one. If you were to do a search on eBay and you were to check this knife, or for a knife like this, and look up a knife that's made in Barglon, France, you wouldn't come up with another one. You would not come up with another knife. You'd come up with theirs. You'd come up with several different other French makers, but you're not going to find one of these. This is the only one of these I've ever seen, ever made. I don't know if this is a one-off. I really doubt that it is, but I've never seen another one. Now, how much did I pay for this knife? I think I paid around 20. I can't remember the exact amount, several years ago, but I'm going to start it off at 24, and I'm going to have a buy it now on this knife of maybe 40, and I'm going to start it at 24 possibly. I'm going to tell you that my accepting bid that I'll take on this knife with a buy it now of like 40, I'm going to go ahead and take $34.99 for this knife. Now, you know what? Let's go a little lower. For my viewers, if you're watching my video and you get to see this, then I'll go ahead and I'll take $26.99 for this knife. If you think that's a fair price and you want to make me an offer to the buy it now, I will accept $26.49 for this knife. Let's do that. I think that I'm going to do that just for my viewers that may be interested in this knife. So let's take a close look at this knife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 function knife, right? You have your small flathead right here. And it's a good looking flathead. All of these blades have a mirror finish. They haven't really had much use. This is like a butternut colored plastic handle. If you take a close look, I don't know if you can make it out. If you're looking at seeing it HD, you might be able to see that the brass liners even have some embellishing in there. I don't know how they did that, but there's a lot of details in this knife. If I had to guess a time period for this knife, I would say possibly 50s or 60s. When I bought this knife, the title said that this was a firefighter's knife, Barglon, France. It was made in Barglon, France, and that this is the symbol for firefighters in France. You can see it looks like a cross, and then there's two little swords going through the cross, which I think makes the knife. It's very pretty. So you have that flathead, right? Let's go ahead and close them as we go. You got the flathead. You got this nice lanyard loop right here that you can use if you want. You got this very pretty small blade. Again, very sharp, mirror finish, snap. You have this can opener right here. It's the vintage type of can opener. Again, with a mirror finish. And you have this thumb opening stud right there. And then you have this nail nick right here, this easy open, for you to have access to that. And again, it snaps closed. And then you have this awl right here that I haven't used it. It has a nice little curve on it. I think that's the way it was made. I have issue with this knife only because to me this looks like it was made in the maybe 50s, but it is in such good condition that it makes me think maybe this is a reproduction of some type. But then check out the corkscrew. It's got the 2-layer corkscrew. And you guys know, especially those of you that are knife collectors and you collect Swiss Army knives, if they have the 2-layer corkscrew, then you're talking about a knife that might be pre-60s or something like that. So because of that, I'm thinking this is a vintage knife. It's just in extraordinarily decent shape. And then you have something here that might give a clue about its age. It's just that where the corkscrew rests. Let's see if it snaps. Oh yeah, it snaps. Then you have the main blade. Here it says Inox, right? Inox. And let's close it up a little bit. And then we have Barglon, France, right there. So this is done in the old style. And it's a particularly long blade. It's not, I think it's a bit longer, a little bit longer than your standard Swiss Army knife blade. And check out that mirror finish. I don't know if you can see my reflection there. Hi. My reflection. So anyway, let's go ahead and close that bad boy. Let's see if it snaps. Oh yeah, hear that? Let's do that one more time for you guys that just love this. Right there, beautiful. Okay, so these knives are going to be placed for sale starting Friday. I'm going to try and put this video out Thursday. Hopefully it goes out Thursday or tonight, Wednesday night, late, as I'm making it right now. I want to wish all of my viewers a wonderful weekend. You know, I want to say that I wish you all well. And as part of wishing you well, usually I say God bless you at the end of my videos. I've had some conversation lately with a viewer. And you know, I've had to do some soul searching. And I've decided I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to say God bless you. And I wish you well. And you know, and I do that with kindness in my heart, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So until then, once again, I want to tell all my friends, thank you for watching. To all my current subscribers, God bless you and your family, and take care, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Stay sharp, guys.